Over the past year, it seems as if black celebrities are becoming more comfortable with expressing the fact that they do not like being called African American. Now, not too long ago, I produced a video discussing how Floyd Mayweather seemingly caught everyone off guard on a celebrity panel when he began to explain why he doesn't like being called and categorized as African American.
You know, not only are you African American, you're African American and female in a town where those are tough cards to draw.
I mean, why do we constantly call each other African Americans? When we go out there and go on the front line and fight the war, we're Americans. When we go in the Olympic Games, we're Americans. But now when we come home, we're African Americans. You know, I don't understand. We're Americans. We built this land.
Preach.
Absolutely.
We can be black Americans, but we're Americans. We built this land.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of times we saying we African Americans, and a lot of us in this country don't know nothing about Africa. Wow.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I've never seen none of us compete against, you know, when the Europeans come to America, we don't call them European Americans.
So,
Hope y'all catching these gems being dropped. Hope they're catching them.
what did you say, Chris? That's awesome. So, well, look, I mean,
And just whenever they want to separate us.
yeah,
When we commit a crime, we're African American.
yeah.
When they want to separate, but when we do something good and
When you go to the Olympics, you're an American.
we're an American. Because when we get that medal, we're an American.
Yeah.
So there's a difference.
That's good. Hey, now listen,
You can't call me, I can't be this one day to be something the next day.
Yeah.
Only when it's beneficial to you. That's when I'm an American.
Well, now next on the list of black celebrities coming out is Morgan Freeman. In a recent interview with the Times UK, Freeman was being interviewed about his new movie, A Good Person, and in the interview, he discussed his long Hollywood career as well as how he goes about choosing his movie roles. But at a certain point in the interview, the interviewer asked Freeman about his stance that he once took on Black History Month and whether or not he still feels the same. And here is what Morgan Freeman had to say about that. I mentioned a television interview with Freeman in 2005 in which he said the only way to get rid of racism was to stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man, he told the white host, and I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I asked if he still feels the same. Two things I can say publicly that I don't like. He begins a rare moment when he raises his voice. Black History Month is an insult. You're going to regulate my history to a month? Also, African American is an insult. I don't subscribe to that title. Black people have different titles all the way back to the N-word, and I don't know how these things get such a grip, but everyone uses African American. What does it really mean? Most black people in this part of the world are mongrels, and you say Africa as if it's a country when it's a continent like Europe. He settles again. His point is that people talk about Irish Americans or Italian Americans, not Euro Americans. I mentioned Washington again, who said, I'm very proud to be black, but black is not all that I am. I sense Freeman thinks the same. Yes, exactly. I'm in total agreement. You can't define me that way. So ultimately, it appears that Freeman's response behind the dislike of the term African American is the same as Floyd Mayweather's, and that's that it doesn't mean anything. It's not actually definitive to who they are as black Americans. Now, black American, on the other hand, seems to be the term of choice, which makes logical sense because America is where their family's lineage lies, versus Africa, from which they are 400 years removed from. And one must also consider the fact that Africans don't even call themselves Africans. They define themselves by the country that they come from. So if Nigerians and Ghanaians don't even call themselves Africans, then why would the people who are 400 years removed from Africa define themselves as such? If you ask me, I think Floyd Mayweather and Morgan Freeman are making pretty great points. And with all that being said, that does it for today's video. So please make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. All social media links will be pinned in the comment section below. I also have a Telegram group now, so if you have Telegram, make sure to hit the link in the description box below as well as pinned in the comment section to join my Telegram group. And also, please make sure you text tdhiphop to number 33222. That's tdhiphop to number 33222. That way you'll get a text notification whenever I release a new video, but it also serves as an insurance plan for myself, so in case YouTube ever gives me the axe, I'll be able to send you a direct link to where you can find me next. And last but certainly not least, for those of you who have a love and appreciation appreciation for the work that I put in on this channel, the number one way you can show your support is through Patreon. For only $3 a month, that will help put me in position to take TD Hip Hop Media off of YouTube. Remember, the goal is not to grow big on YouTube, but to grow independent of YouTube. And for those of you who have issues with joining Patreon, you can also hit the join button that's next to the subscribe button, and that way you can become an official channel member for as little as $3 a month as well. And lastly, if you haven't already, please make sure you join the emailing list. There is no way that I can go independent of YouTube if I cannot take the audience with me. And the link to that will be pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you for your time, and until the next video, peace.